Okay, they're very clear. Keith Richards is very clear. We were in the studio uh, uh, recording a really crappy song. Brian Jones not there. When we heard the news, we were in the studio. Uh-huh. He's not that bright. And yeah, they were in the studio. But there's a rumor that they were there earlier that day and had a row. That's a preacher's talk for a fight. We had a row. Don't row. Don't row, Sheila. So, and Keith Richards was known to kick people in the head and also pull out knives and guns. He's not that tough, you know, Jack Sparrow. But he, I don't know. He's kind of cranky or something. Anyways, he probably did. And I think they were there that day. And I think Brian Jones was upset, you know. And when you have a fight with somebody and they're upset, you know, they have a headache, you know. Brian Jones often, you know, he was hospitalized with asthma. He was a bit, they used to call it neurasthenic, you know. You know, when you, did anybody else, this is not why I love Brian Jones. I love his music. But I understand high anxiety. It's horrible. Anyway, so then he was hospitalized in. I'm picking on Keith Richards in Morocco. Maybe it was his birthday or something. I think it was his birthday. That's when Keith Richards stole his girlfriend. But you know, of course, women aren't stolen; they leave. So Brian Jones didn't want to marry her, anyways. He'd say, "We're not getting married," and she had to leave. She was told to leave the country, and then that's when she married Keith Richards. She didn't have a visa, and she was a heroin addict. And I think Brian Jones really didn't want to. I don't know. He missed her, but anyways, poor little Anita. Anyways, so it's probably no fun being. I've never been a heroin addict, but it's no fun being a heroin addict. And Keith Richards was done with her about 5 years. And he was a junkie too, but he didn't want a girlfriend junkie, so he threw her away. Angie, he didn't write that song, but that's what was going on. Because, you know, Mick Jagger wrote the song. Mick Jagger fooled around with her on camera. He had sex with her on camera when she was with Keith Richards. So, why am I doing this? I don't know. It's funny. Performance where he's imitating Brian Jones. So, anyways, look, it's late. I'm just trying to get my thoughts out. So they're there that day, and Brian Jones had left the band about 3 weeks before, or was he thrown out? Well, that's the thing. Well, we had to. He couldn't. We had to get rid of him, but his statement was we no longer see eye to eye on the whatever, the music, on the I'm not a musician, it's not called the theme, on the style, anyways, something like that, on the direction, okay, on the direction the music's taking. But I love this voice. Listen to country honk, right? Okay, sitting in a bar in Jackson, and there's a fiddle. That's too redneck for Brian Jones. He likes to get funky. Listen to Honky Tonk Woman. This came out 4 days after he died, and he was there for the sessions of Honky Tonk Woman. I mean, Jimmy Miller. Oh, the magic of Jimmy Miller. What the hell else did that guy do? You know that cowbell skit? That's about Jimmy Miller, because he didn't make that sound. Was he capable of it? It was a great drummer, because Charlie Watts couldn't do the right drumming on You Can't Always Get What You Want, and he said, how about you do it, Jimmy Miller, and walked away. Well, I don't really remember Can't Always Get What You Want being much of a drummer song, but I know that Brian Jones wrote the whole song. That is the music for the you hear that clarinet solo, which Brian Jones played when he was 13, and then the piano, and then the guitar. So he wrote that. So I think like probably Watts was kind of sick of the whole fucking thing. Anyways, and Jimmy Miller. So, yeah, Honky Tonk Woman came out 4 days after Brian Jones died, and then 6 months later was Gimme Shelter. So Brian Jones quit that band. Okay? But he quit that band, and it was his band, so he named it, and the theory goes he had legal rights to the name. In fact, here's an archetypal story. Someone called up for room service and said, "Is it the Rolling Stones?" And he said, "I am the Rolling Stone." So he might have said, "Look, you guys can go. Maybe you could even call yourself the Rolling Stones, but I'm going to be Brian Jones, the Rolling Stone, with France or something. Who knows?" But so they might have, they were there possibly. That's the thing, and that they were having an argument over what was really going to be going down. So, if they don't like him and they want rid of him because he's just too much of a ding dong, because he was off the Thursday, remember? It was just coming out of his urine there. So he wasn't like, Mrs. McJagger. But Brian took the wrong kind of drugs, too many of them. So he's really saying, yeah, he's on freaking Thursday. Well, why did you say that, dude? Because they imply that he's, they tried to steal your glory, and they never even told your story. God's not. They try to imply, like, you see him sort of doing this, He's on Thorazine. That's what happened. Thorazine, again, back to personal experience. You are, it's not sedated like you're in la la la. You are stupefied. And you like to do? You're insatiable. You like to stuff food in your mouth. And then, and then when you go to sleep, you don't go to sleep. But your body's actually in a state of sort of attention, high serotonin. It's like cement. It's like that's what but it knocks you out. So, it's not all about me. I agreed to take it, or I was going to try to take it because, sometimes I would get drunk. I got drunk about once a week. I can't take life. It just sucks. I should have been just, I don't know what I should have taken. So, and something, anyways, so I took Seroquel. So, a friend of mine, Rodney, he said, when I met you, you were skinny and smart. Now you're fat and stupid. I can only take 3 more years. I go, that's a very generous thought, 3 years. And he said, if we're going to do drugs, you do good drugs, you do bad drugs. I go, you've got a point, Buster Brown. So after 3 years, it was hard to stop because can't sleep for 6 months, but I stopped, and I could be me. I don't know if I'm far from it. People might think so, but I'm not. I am far from that. I could be 16 pounds overweight and in board and care, like stuffing Cheetos in my mouth, not watching TV, but looking at TV, and then I just have to feel all the time, man. I used to be kind of involved in like the mental health world, being a advocate and so on. It's just sad, and you just tell people, just get off that shit, dude. Anyways, they don't want to. So. And they just die. Like they die of a deep. They're not breathing. They just die like a Cheeto in your mouth. 25 years off your life if you're on that shit. Anyways, I won't bore anybody with the records of how the politics changed and how the fact that by 69, well, briefly, there's a lot of pill popping around, a lot of, Muslim helper, and